Okay, now with more derivation and assumption and relative comparison, I realize it's going to be too much for you. Once you learn the basic, if you have the time, you can derive it. So we don't have the time, and I'm not that keen on. You must know all that derivation. Okay, so here is, after derivations and compare the magnitude and all that, then approximation formula in water, then this becomes a useful approximation formula. So I would like you to memorize that, okay, which is not much to do. So here indicate your weak acid, Ka. Then whatever the concentration you prepare for the weak acid, then you're going to multiply the two. Then what about the contribution from water? Okay, then you plus the contribution from water, Kw. After that, take the square root, then that will be your approximation. Okay, so memorize that, then we look at some real examples. Let's say you prepare 10 to the minus 4 molar concentration for acetic acid. Then the Ka value is 10 to the minus 5, 1 point something times 10 to the minus 5. So pKa is this. Okay, then you employ the approximation formula to see whether water will contribute to your final answer or not. So this is a duplicate or plug in to this formula, right? So you plug in Ka, okay, the concentration, multiply each other, then plus Kw. Take the square root, okay? Now, notice the magnitude comparison. This add to that is 10 to the minus 9. Okay, 10 to the minus 9 compared with 10 to the minus 14. Then you will say, okay, comfortably, then I can ignore the water contribution, right? You can see the magnitude difference. So you solve without including the Kw. After seeing this, then you get the answer, right? Because the concentration is rather low, the Ka is also low, then that's why you need to suspect whether water, the H+, can contribute. Now, example number 2. You are asked to calculate the pH for ammonium chloride solution. Also 10 to the minus 4 molar, similar concentration. Okay, ammonium chloride. And then ammonia, remember ammonium and ammonia, they are conjugate pair. So when you look at that, if I give you ammonia, the Kb, this is the base, so it's going to be a Kb value. Kb value is this. And then it turns out that this and that is virtually the same magnitude in terms of magnitude. When you take the pKb, it's equal to that. Okay, so now you realize this is an acidic salt, right? So once this is acidic, then you will need the Ka value to calculate for, okay? So the Ka value is equal to that. Then, oh, wow, that is pretty small, okay? But still, it's a Ka. So now you use this approximation formula. Notice, so Ka multiply the concentration. Now you get the magnitude, 10 to the minus 14. 10 to the minus 14, then you must include this 10 to the minus 14 and take the square root, okay? If you don't, if this was a 10 points question, then if you don't include that, you still get 6 points. I take away 4 points from you, okay? So you are reminded of the knowledge. So in the real world, who do you care, right, with the decimal place? But then for knowledge, that's what we care. Now, a tricky one, Antoine.
All
It's here. If I give you a tricky question, if the proton concentration is 10 to the minus 8, what is the pH? What is the pH? Well, let's ignore the 2.6, just 10 to the minus 8. Hmm?
You already gave me an H plus, so you're not finding it, so just negative log of that.
Is this dissolved in water?
Yeah. Well, whatever, I just indicate that the proton concentration is 10 to the minus 8 molar. And what is the pH? Give that some thought. Give me the answer in the lab. How would I say the solution? Not too much bit, too many games.
Secret opportunity.
Yeah. Now, if you answer this question correctly, you have a good understanding of acidity in water. Okay.
Will you tell us the answer in lab?
Now remember, the concentration is 10 to the minus 8 for proton. Then what is the pH?
8. 8.
pH is either 8. Well, minus log that. What do you think?
Well, if the,
Everybody agree?
yeah, it has. I mean,
I can tell you the answer is wrong. pH is
what,
not equal to 8.
that is so.
Okay. Okay, homework. There, okay, so write down,
Was I supposed to know just by looking? Was I supposed to know just by looking?
pretty much.
Okay.
6.8996.
Okay. What? I should have more.